How's it going, everyone? Shifty here, and I'm back with another Destiny 2 video. Today, this week at Bungie dropped, aka the TWAB. We got details on the upcoming Sandbox Changes as well as Adept Weapons and Trials of Osiris, and I want to go over some of them with you today. Before I do, if you end up enjoying this video or finding it useful, make sure to like and subscribe. The channel growth has been pretty great lately, and I'd love to keep it going. Also, head on over to Twitter and give me a follow there. The link will be in the description down below. Alright, let's hop into the TWAB for this week. We are starting off with hand cannon changes. This right here is interesting. Aggressive frame hand cannons, aka 110s, are being increased to 120 RPM hand cannons. And also, range now affects this subfamily of hand cannons differently than it does of the other ones. This change right here will bring the new 120s down to about a 1 second optimal time to kill, which is a slight improvement. But based on what I'm seeing, they should be a hand cannon designed to work at a longer range than, say, a Dire Promise. Now, for adaptive and precision frames, we see a slight range increase, and specifically we see a magazine size increase for the 180 RPM hand cannons. Exotics are included with this. Also, this is interesting, lightweight hand cannons, aka 150s, are being folded into the adaptive hand cannons, or better known as the 140s. This will change the optimal time to kill from 0.80 seconds up to 0.87 seconds. All exotics are affected except for one, and that is Sunshot. Oh boy, I made a review on Sunshot recently, and if it's staying put, it will likely have a spot in the new meta. Next up in this week's TWAB is sniper rifles. They are adjusting how the sniper scope zoom affects aim assist. High zoom scopes will have a larger aim assist cone, and low zoom scopes will have a slightly smaller aim assist cone. Hopefully this will lead to a bit more diversity in sniper usage in PvP. Now, onto the current meta king this season, 600 RPM auto rifles. They are reducing the damage per bullet from 15.75 to 14.25. They also note that it was 13.75 back in Season of the Worthy, so they aren't fully reverting the buff but instead dialing back a little bit. Although it's a bit more than just a little bit. Next, we have scout rifles. As I said in one of my PvP exotic review videos, Bungie states that it is difficult to balance scout rifles without turning them into a dominant weapon type. Thus, they have opted to buff how much the aim assist stat affects the aim assist cone. The higher the aim assist, the wider the cone, with the new maximum cone size being 15% larger than it is now. Alright, it will be interesting to see what this feels like, especially on something like Jade Rabbit, which is a great scout rifle right now in PvP, especially on long range maps. Next is rocket launchers. They are getting a disappointing reserve buff. I know they expect to take a look at rocket launchers in the future, but rocket launchers are just so bad. Now we move on to some general sandbox changes. Outlaw is getting a surprise buff going from plus 50 to plus 70 to the reload stat. Merciless is getting an inventory boost, which may make it a more viable option for some bosses. Alright, here we go, the Mountaintop. Here are the changes. Splash damage is reduced by 33% and impact damage has been increased, but the overall damage is 5% lower than it previously was. Now the projectile speed is a little bit slower, so now it may be a bit easier to dodge. It also gets a hefty penalty to in-air accuracy. We'll have to see what it's like in quick play and Beyond Light, but I hope that this is enough of a change. Next we have the inevitable falling guillotine damage nerf, down 24%. The original Mida multi-tool is getting kill clip and hipfire grip as the Mida synergy trait becomes intrinsic. On the standard Drang, the Together Forever perk is being made intrinsic, making room for accurized rounds and moving target to be added. Alright, I guess Ruinous Effigy is getting nerfed. The aerial attack is down 25% and the drain attack's damage is also being reduced. I did not see this coming as I didn't even realize it was an issue in PvE. Arbalist is supposed to be a weapon good against shields, and now it's going to be less efficient against shielded targets. Jade Rabbit is getting high caliber rounds in place of armor piercing rounds, and this will fix an issue with its exotic perk. I'm definitely going to be giving this weapon a try some more in PvP and Beyond Light. That's it for the sandbox changes. Up next is Adept Weapons. All existing Trials weapons are getting an Adept version and also an Adept mod slot. Here's what's different about the Adept Weapons. Masterworking will give the usual plus 10 to the primary Masterwork stat, but it will also give plus 3 to all other Masterwork options. In these weapons you can slot a standard mod or an Adept mod. There will be a special Adept shader that cannot be acquired by dismantling the Adept gear. Alright, onto the Adept weapon mods. We have a weapon stat boost mod which gives you a plus 10 in a particular stat, or a different mod that's a slight variation on an existing mod. The example they give here is Adept Mag, which is plus 40 to the magazine but minus 20 to handling. As a comparison, they say Backup Mag is plus 30 to the magazine size. Adept mods will be on a weekly rotation earned from the Flawless chest. You also get Adept Weapons from the Flawless chest. The first Adept weapon to drop in a given week will be a Pinnacle drop. Also, Adept Weapons will only be available from the chest on a bi-weekly basis, as they will alternate with the armor drops as well. Alright, that about covers it. Let me know what your favorite upcoming Sandbox change is in the comments down below. We are less than 3 weeks away from Beyond Light, and I'm ready to get my hands on it now. Well, here we are at the end of the video. I just want to thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.